Fragger. Okay, Vitality on defense, FUT on attack.
They have got so
And
much
we
utility.
got...
That works on the attack as well. Like this A site hasn't changed. It ain't great for
We got
corners you can stand
four-person
in
push,
when there's
the classic
5
4-1
different types of
pistol.
utility that could be
High
thrown
success
in.
rate.
So
You see me
we'll
talk
see
about
that
this
from
before.
Vitality's attack side.
Not the
This,
exact
though,
same
from
because
FUT,
it's
very direct,
like a
but
pinch
already
of
off the bat,
2-2.
You're seeing some of that denial.
And they see people going behind. Still no plant. Wall committed over towards here, and this is a hard retake. They all group behind. There's a good amount of pressure, but the pressure that they feel like they've created behind, Mr. Fallon's just completely cleared.
Fantastic for clearing those closer corners. That's going to be point of contact to get
Keep an eye on Wingman for the defuse.
Through the choke point. Here comes the retake. Now, no flash. Sorry, one flash still on Trex. They could get close to that screen and try to play through it. And there it is. Actually, a flash coming out of FUT. That was Cracks to allow them to re-peek through. CNED trying to get the angle around the side, and as they drop down to deal with him, it's an awkward fight.
Turned out to be a distraction. Lovely shock dart. Couldn't have been any better time. Shock dart as Wingman taps the spike.
For now, at least, but the HP is so low, they have to take a fight.
Yeah, and the high HP is fighting close. So that if they do manage to get to the diffuser, it's just a one-tap. Oh.
Nice and easy for kicks and plenty time.
Yeah, nicely done. Yeah, I mean, it wasn't. It was close. Like straight up, it was close. If Kicks doesn't get these kills, it's a different round. Just one tap on these guys. I mean, just look at the HPs.
Just being able to do so much work in that sort of middle of the round, and again, just not leaving a lot of spots that really FUT can hide in, with even just a lot of the base utility that's there.
Outlaw comes out, they're allowed a death.
So a better start already. It was definitely a little bit worrying when we looked at that last map, but yeah, this was the moment that kind of changed things for Trex, and Kicks doing good work in the end.
It's interesting, actually, because, yeah, I'm looking the whole time at Trex's flash, thinking, when's that going to swing through? Where's that going to be placed? And they never ended up using it. Instead, it was everybody else piling through and him just swinging to take the kills. Hey, you got to use Trex. Okay, got to use Trex.
Pretty sure he didn't get, I'm pretty sure he wasn't seen. I'm pretty sure it's just the timing of might be luck in here.
Yeah. Okay. Curious decision from Vitality not to push up close and face the classic 1x1, but we'll see. Maybe they do it on the attack, Tom. Maybe that's where that strat's optimal.
Oh, either way, looking good, looking clean at the moment from the side of Vitality. Obviously, not a whole lot invested. Flash gives away his position, but it seemed like there was an opportunity. Absolutely nothing, though. Vitality are going to take this one with an Andalucia flawless.
Okay, very nice.
Dude,
they do have some mad comps, don't they?
Be able to keep everything through into the next round.
We got this map where they have no Killjoy. Got
this is what we were missing. That slow start in the previous map definitely came back to bite
Lotus,
Vitality.
which is no initiator.
There's no way he knew he was there, right? It's just a thought.
I mean, all of last year as well.
Yeah,
Never used Sky.
Too much hope to be seen, and again, we're seeing how
KO only. They really do play their own way.
Site, let the players up close and then fight them afterwards. They haven't had any trouble there so far, but here's where the rifles come out. And on the side of FUT, I don't expect them to go quietly into the night. This won't be a 6-0 start for Vitality without some serious work being put in. Light shields across the board for the defenders. There is an Outlaw that can chip them up, but because everyone on FUT, barring Mr. Fallen, has full shields, it will take 2 shots, and there you go.
Nice trade, though.
Both find their mark, but the trade is quick.
Yeah, an immediate trade. Again, in a bonus round like this, damage can be huge, and well, that one doesn't have a trade about it. CNED having to take more of a dry peek, and Yedushay can't really afford to just sort of swing in.
Yeah, and you would imagine...
Going to be playing with here.
You would imagine that FUT need to get a good amount on attack, because in theory you can just luck everywhere against this comp. But I did say that last time I watched them, and they were pretty on top of it. But and they are, yeah, they are wrecking them at the moment.
Now Yedushay left completely alone. Nobody even bothering to come in on the flank. I think they just want to try and group up, make sure they fight him together. And to come out of this one with a victory is going to be incredibly
Vitality? No, they run a deadlock on binds.
Runner in this round. All the kills found, 2 already, and the 3rd not going to be achieved this time. Shot missed, and Yedushay
another
punishes
kill, and a plant is all. But
30 seconds to get that spike planted.
30 seconds left.
There's a lot of low HPs.
Some of these Vitality players, in fact, the ones close on the site, are
gotta search for another,
got the
right?
numbers to work with. knowing he has to plant this spike. It's a
Oh,
moment before the flash comes through. It's dodged!
oh man, as soon as he got around that
Huge
corner to dodge the
opportunity
flash,
for
I was
Yetajay,
like, hold
but
up.
Trex shuts him down,
Yeah,
remaining
5 HP on
5
Trex as well.
HP.
Super
If he
doable.
got that kill on Trex, he had
Lovely,
res.
lovely
So he would
bonus.
have been able to turn that into a 2v1 scenario. That 5 HP was the difference between a round win and a round
And that
loss.
Outlaw just tagging
He's
too
gonna
as
have it
well.
online in this round, but while the value is severely diminished, a little bit too close for comfort in the end, but a huge victory for Vitality. 3-0 up, winning their bonus round. Now they come in with all of the rifles, so even the fact they lost a few players there is irrelevant. And for the side of FUT, well, it's just going to be the Sheriffs in this one.
5-1 start on Trex. We saw this same thing for Cracks on the previous map. He got off to a good start, and he never stopped.
Where the hell is
Bring
that
that one
recon
into
gone?
my ranked games, Tom.
Yeah.
It's a good reveal. Nobody hiding outside of the map.
Not a great sign.
At least that's locked in.
Looking like Koi out here.
That person observers are toxic, so I'm learning.
Hey, I'm going to say he didn't know where it was going. Dak was just thinking, oh, I wonder what this is for. And he's still wondering.
Yeah. Nah, he's toxic.
He knows what he's doing.
He does, definitely. Oh, the push-up from safe, especially in a round like this, has its risks
Unless it
about
scans
If
toppy
he's coming out
yellow.
with 2 kills, okay, fair enough, but it would still be a rifle into enemy hands. It's more so just
There's
for
no way
information.
you can get it from
And
the
that he has an
barrier
abundance of
recon
his
wrong,
full team, in fact, rotating
right?
over
So it must be.
to support.
Does
on
it
this A
scan
side.
yellow
There's gonna
and
have to
only
be some
yellow?
Crazy shot. Cena, in fact, is just running into utility. He's almost dead off a boombot alone. Left on just a few HP, and he's even going to be killed off by a blast pack. Shows how low he was in this scenario. Instead, they're going to start running back in the other direction. Safe has definitely heard those steps, and he'll be able to find out a captain. And already a fairly quick rotation from Sender as well. Might just catch the timing. No! Okay! Yetajay with a lovely shot to give them the sight.
Only the one to be found, though. Plant in.
Love how it looks like Koi is a
Vitality
terrible
side can
insult,
group
bro.
up and approach this one
I've
as a
never
team
seen a
with the
game where a
numbers
team
and
misses
the
so many
weaponry
lineups.
advantage. And there's not exactly
After
a
plant
lot
lineups,
for FUT to fall back on.
This
They've got a
lineup
shock
for
dart
back yellow,
and a fragment. Nade
it
and
was
an arrow.
mental.
It's not a lot.
Should never be
The
happening.
Sheriffs in hand, these kills will need to be clean. Now they can't even use their utility. All about the aim. And with the weapons in
Hey,
hand,
and Vitality, man.
we're never losing that one. A
Do we even
fourth
rebuy
round now
armor here? Who
locked
knows?
in.
Runner gonna be
And I
one
said,
away
we're not
from his
likely to
ult.
see that 6-0
Big buy
scoreline
round, they're gonna have a
against
K
FUT,
ult,
not
and if they want to go
without
get
a
this
lot of
orb over
blood, sweat,
towards
and
A, you'd
tears,
imagine
with
they have
Vitality
Razor ult. So
closing
you
in
would
on it.
think that
Yeah,
FUT needs to stop them
really
from getting
solid
this
defensive
ult.
side.
So
Even though
you
this was
would
only an eco round,
probably
you just see
need to see
how
some kind
much
of util over
utility they have
towards
to deny
A
your
here.
pawn. A couple of nano swarms, you then saw a nade go off a boombot. Like, Cena was basically doing an obstacle course to try and get into the site. Like, he had to go up over onto a ladder, down back under, crawl through some mud. And by that point, 10 HP dies.
And I at least see a ping
like,
here,
It is
but
an absurdity how much they can use to delay and deny. That's something
looks like
that
they're
FUT
just
are
gonna let
definitely
him
gonna
have
to
it,
bait out. That's
and
gonna be the
Runner's
main
just gonna
part
get a
of their
free
attack
ult.
now is, can we find a gap, or
Shock.
can we get them to use their utility early and then have an
Um,
easier
This is
time in
is
the
this
late
the
round?
same
And
recon or is
as
this
we
where it
mentioned
actually meant to
throughout,
hit?
they're not very
Wait,
good
that's
at the
really
late round.
cool
They
though.
don't normally
Okay, this
get
is where
there.
it's meant to hit, and this
Well,
does
Jack has
scan
decided
behind
to be
yellow.
merciful
I'll
this
tell you what
time,
though,
instead
this is
following
pretty
a
sick
shock
over
dart that
towards
did
middle. They
land,
molly
and it was
the
destroying
they
the
molly
turret on
and
mid,
shock the
causing his
turret.
players to look back in the other
And
direction,
it's not that
and
it
as they
gets vulnerable,
view
it's just the
FUT
fact that
storm
it
the B side.
does the
wall
damage to
down
it in
try to
terms of the molly.
capitalize on Yetajay's
That
close
was pretty
position.
nice.
He has a res,
Creates a
be
lot
able
of
to
pressure
res
over towards
himself.
middle.
If
If
he
they have
goes down,
any
he
idea
might
that
be able to
UGA is
punish
here, and
him.
that is a lovely combo
Beautiful
back as
utility
well.
from Vitality. Now this has forced the planter
Pretty much
back
all down to this
and
guy in
killed him.
sight, but he
It
has
left
res,
players
and he's
on the
so
site
committed.
back behind yellow.
Got full
For everything
util
that
here, and
Vitality
he's not going to have to
know,
use
at
any
this
of it,
point,
but he
there's
might
been
win them the round
nobody
with duels.
stepping close, nobody taking advantage of that space. And
You'd
as the
imagine
wall
Runner
goes
pops
up,
his ult.
this is the one position that wall doesn't help you get to. They will not clear it on the way
Oh
through
boy.
instead, leaving Yetajay with a world
Oh.
of value to be found. Only two picked up, leaving Cena
1v1.
alone. Krax is on the floor, spotting him, watching him, and seeing that diffuse. The chance for CNED to swing.
Yeah,
in.
this guy just gives him
Punch
info the
baits
whole
off the
time. He's like,
spike,
well,
and
he's
now
sticking it
time
still.
becomes the biggest issue in this
Okay,
clutch.
that was
As
nice.
eventually
Yeah, this
Trex
guy on the
will
floor
find
just
that
giving them
third
full
kill, but
info.
it's from the grave.
Yeah, I like as well just seeing the point of view of what we're witnessing
Well,
from Cracks.
definitely want him on
That's
site
the
here.
problem. You can't
He's
play
on
with
it,
your
he's off
opponent.
it, he's on it,
He
he's
can
off it.
literally just calm the entire time, whether or not he's actually sticking the defuse, and so CNED doesn't have the problem to peek. This is definitely a round, though, I feel like is a one-off. Like, what are the chances that, again, someone is not going to clear this position from Yetajay? I would say, if it happens again in the map,
Yeah, but I think that's fine. I think they'll just go back to just doing like normal Sage roll where you just wall plant.
You can understand it being missed this time, for sure.
Because if you're Mr. Fallon here and you tank this, you're just like, man, Sage really needs to win this round. So happy that he did. Didn't use a lot of ults though. Maybe Vitality didn't want to do it on this one. Just want to make sure that it is onto a round where they can do the most impact in terms of resetting the money, which is a good tactic. Can definitely work out well here. This slow's good. See this slow on the top here? Like slow on certain rafters, especially on this map here. They like bug out a little bit and they like expand double the amount if you hit them in the right space. I think that's the one that that is like the whole of this. Like double the size for some reason. There's a few on split as well. Yo, bro, just sticking it. Yeah, and this was very nice. I kind of like what Vitality did round before. And I'm not sure it was like the original idea, and they were more just forced into not using util because Krax did his KO so early. But I sometimes do think that if you've done enough damage, just saving all these ults for the round after they win a round to secure it and just force them down to this loss bonus, I think it's so worth sometimes. It's like a tactical loss as long as you've done damage. Not saying that you're going into it wanting to lose. Like obviously you're still trying to win, you're just not using ults.
Look, that's perfect timing because it says exactly what you wanted to. FUT are struggling and they're now looking for solutions while Vitality can sit pretty. There's no stress on this side with plenty of credits to fall back on, ults coming online, and a game plan that thus far hasn't seen too many issues.
Well, that's the thing. The sort of idea when I think of FUT, they're not really the most post-plant, late-round heavy team in the world, and I think that's how you beat this comp. Like, you have to bait out utility early, go for the later takes.
Don't even know how to take that one, but sure.
They're running straight into the site, and either that means they meet a buttload of utility, and then they take loads of damage and have to fall back and try and play post-plant, or Vitality play retake, and guess what? They still have all of that utility to do exactly the same thing moments later, so you can't play aggressive position. Where do I see FUT play in post-plants?
What are they going to do? They got knife, still have res.
Disrupt everything you're doing. Well, you can't do that against this comp because, oh, I'm going to hide in this corner and nades come through. Oh, I'm going to hide in this one. There's a marsh. I'm going to hide in this one. There's a
You gotta think that they would struggle on defense with this, I'm telling you.
There's so much util that there's just not any place for them to play their normal game. Yeah. They need another layer.
At least last time I watched FUT play this, they like, on defense, they heavy shut down the Lux at the beginning, and then they kind of freed up middle and focused heavier on sites. So I'm interested to see how they play this one on defense. Dude, if they have enough rounds, they're looking well dominant.
And Safe are two away
normally it's a little bit attack-sided, so
make it even harder to take those closer range
very comp dependent though.
Hold on to that control after Spike has gone down. FUT though.
Yeah, I was wondering if he was going to send this.
Aggressive face out of this squad so far. Every fight they've gone for seems to swing towards Vitality. They had their one round with a player, a snake in the grass. Outside of that, conventional play has not worked. Bladestorm, opportunity, and not landed to start with. And
yeah,
now
3 more.
Cautious. They know CNED's
Hive hits him, and now they're going to insta-go. You hit the jet. The IP on this one.
Straight away. Wingman's going to spot the guy underneath. And Trex already traded out to
about to come back.
Still trying to play within these corners. Nice shot. Has to be careful from behind, and Safe will trade. One of the better opportunities.
Oh my god, he hit him.
Just about grabs a gun, but he's so low on HP, and it's going to be left all on
18 HP.
Keeping things even for now, but he's on 18 HP. Needs an immediate shot, and he will not find
close
it.
Eco. They at least keep the econ close.
The closest we've seen things come for the side of FUT since their first was on the board. But Vitality again in these retakes. Close, but they get it over the line.
Close, but no cigar. Vitality certainly feeling like the premium product in these first couple of rounds. And, well, I said the 6-0 wasn't likely to happen. I guess I was right. It's 6-1, though. It's still a very, very strong position for that defensive side to play from. Now getting their lockdown online, and at just the perfect time, because one of the main things that FUT have to keep control over a site is the Viper's Pit that came online. Well, Vitality, you're going to
what are
push
you going mad
pit,
about?
Dude,
they don't have tank tops. They're not C9.
Yeah, also with
gotta wear a jersey. Let the guy roll his sleeves up.
Oh my!
Yeah, I was going to say that res hasn't had an opportunity. They do have one now. This is probably the best chance they've actually had to use the res, so I guess that's the one thing. Runner is going to try and take the fight again. And he's not in a position to really do any damage, so that's at least something. they've been able to finally use that res. I think he was also spotted.
Yeah,
so
he
they've
was
been able to
spotted with the
flash out
jump
the top.
peek here.
That
The
was a
jump peek was
peek
everything.
from the rope to see him.
Killjoy all goes in, and we do have some util, but
It won't be
doesn't
used to
look.
push them out of the pit, instead to push them out of the A site. The lockdown has come in from Safe and FUT.
They see him? Yeah, they did, and maybe that could have been timed a little bit better.
Sanders got the info.
Oh my, gets another one to see if they insta-grouped over towards A. Respect, man.
And eventually
a little bit greedy,
all the
but
way back, playing this B-side hold. Orb was up by the attackers, but that's actually allowed Safe to reposition back towards B that little bit quicker. The thing is,
when does this knife come in? Because you would want to think at like 30 seconds the knife would come in to get info. They know they've used the drone already. Here we go. Knife goes in, 35.
With
On the
30
dot.
seconds left, they put it down and rotate immediately.
It's a strong pause at this time. Oh, he ate the flash.
Yeah, it might not
Whoa.
necessarily matter. Safe, though, has done well. An immediate trade from Yenergy.
Still no plant.
Definitely been one of the better players. Kick still lurking around the back lines. Hasn't been spotted, but Krax is holding for it. And more sender. His pit used, but nothing coming of it.
Okay, nicely handled from them.
Quick enough
Still
to
a
be
lot of money here
6
for
to 2 for
Vitality, so they buy into this one.
But a lot of that was, I think, just getting that opening kill.
It's one of two things. Was that pit put down to try to force the A push into the stack? It wasn't that heavy of a stack, 4v5 at that point. There were two players.
I think
maybe Safe was kind of close. Or was it just, oh, damn, they might be coming here. I'll put that down and you can hold the other side.
I think it's literally, they did, I think he put it down and then they executed and he went, like, oh, they're not coming this way.
Came here. Oh, damn, I'll run away.
I think it was just unlucky timing.
Okay, yeah. That's sort of what I was leaning towards.
Okay.
It's like, is that
Low money.
Low
money, so big rounds.
There's only 2 players there.
And we've changed up the thing over towards middle, and CNED manages to get the early pick out on the op. They wanted to go aggro on this one. I didn't see what util there was. Definitely no flash involved in this.
Like a difference maker. Runner going down in back-to-back rounds. I'll be honest, he can be forgiven for the last one. I think he got a little bit unlucky with how they spotted him over the top. Pressure though onto Trex. He's been their best player so far though.
CNED? Seen him?
On Krax, I expected to be burned up on the way through, and it is, but
A lovely trade, yeah. That was so nice to watch though.
And kicks fall. That was Krax's flash that slowed them down.
That was very, very nice.
That closes out the round.
Yeah, just everyone flooded at the same point. One flash into this one as well.
Has narrowed down to 3. Vitality could be equalized on the half, and right now they haven't got the credits to fight back.
Not the best map, but it's still a good sign when you see teams have like very good spacing. And the spacing on this was nice. Like the spacing with this flash, just 2 people going through the wall, 1 person over towards the top as well, in terms of the Viper here.
Which, honestly, I think it's the worst thing they could be doing. Like, you're basically giving them exactly what they want. Like, FUT want the gunfights. You have the util to deny them, which was working early, and now you've stopped doing that. It's very peculiar.
I guess at some point you do just come in and say, oh, we're better than them. 6-1 up.
Yeah, same thing, same flash.
Changed, and so too
1 person sends it.
Are playing a pretty heavy post plan again, giving up a lot of this space.
And
the wall
it's
has
just
blocked them out from the potential to
a
do damage
simulator.
with those pistols on the cross. And now it will be an extremely difficult round to get value in. That drone's gone out wide in the spawn, clearing out a lot of space behind them. On the side of FUT, they know the flank doesn't have to be worried about, so all these guns are forward facing.
Getting in here should be impossible. Need to hit some pretty crispy shots. That has not gone well. It's actually going to force a teammate forward instead. And well, the Energy will take those.
Yeah, I wonder if we're going to see a timeout after some of this.
Again with another triple and an Andalus.
They got to change up something over towards A. You would imagine.
I wouldn't necessarily mind seeing a pause here from Vitality. Sure, it's only been 3 rounds in a row, but you were in a commanding lead. Like,
why don't teams use a defensive Viper wall that blocks the angle from belt too? Over the top.
Switch has flipped. We're starting to see some of the
I'm trying to work out which one you think.
we saw in the last map coming online.
Are you saying like a brand new one, or are you saying like a brand new one that goes like this or something, or are you just talking about the one that lines up better where this X is?
The previous rounds for Vitality, you see as they attempt the retake, just as they start to come back through, there's a nade going up.
In the first or the second one?
Stopping them from pushing back out.
The second one, yeah, teams just have different preference on what walls they want.
And there's been a few pieces like that.
But it's like the same thing over towards B. Like in theory, there's a few that, I mean, every single team just seems to have a different variation, right? You got the one that kind of has a gap over towards top. You got the one way on the floor. Teams just have different preferences of what they have.
Is perfect from Craxton. Well, the trade is traded right back. Not with violence, but the resurrect. And so 5 versus 3, despite that pick, Vitality still way behind.
Again,
Bro, they can't hold A, man. You gotta, should we change something up?
From the side of FUT. Now they need to try and find themselves back from a disadvantage. Surprisingly, Anna Captain not able to do too much there. And we are actually going to see Thrash
Do we
committed.
fischl into a
That's not got anywhere
2v5?
near the amount of value that
Why are they
Kix was hoping
fischling
for.
here?
He is going to be able to get one.
I mean,
on
I
the
guess it was
energy,
a 3v5 by the
rest are
time,
slowly
like, as
surrounding
they
him,
did
and
it,
there
but
is nothing more to be had from a commanding scoreline.
surely just save that for the
down to
round.
just one round.
Rounds.
FUT
3v4?
might genuinely level this up at the half.
Yeah, I guess.
It didn't seem very likely at 6-1.
Not that the retakes have been going well, though.
And we saw Ultimate start to come online, but Vitality, they've lost control. And it looks, he even jump peeked it to begin with. Absolutely filthy. Kix does well to find the trade, but as we said,
this
To be
is
fair,
still
like,
the
yeah,
thing
the
that I
kill
was
comes
talking
in
about,
as
where
it happens.
The last few rounds that FUT been able to win is just
No,
running
no,
playing
it's
a really,
like
really aggressive
fischl,
position and going down every single time.
Then two.
I
Okay,
don't
let's
mind
see.
the
I
idea
want to
of
see how they
being
want to. Okay,
dynamic
so we're
and
still doing
trying
delay
different
over
things, but
towards A.
when
This
your
Viper
retakes have been
probably
so
needs to get
solid
out of
and
there.
your denial of plants with util have been
A
fantastic.
double delay over towards A.
I'm
FUT
really
just
surprised
spamming
that
over
they've just
towards A
switched up
because
into this gear of
Icebox.
hyper-aggressive defense, or at least on one player.
yeah.
And,
Nice to see that they're doing shocks to break all the util as well, though, in case there's more here. And they would love to have the fish ult for this one. But speaking of ults, they do have the Raze ult to retake.
Too much, at least attack. They know the Kix is there.
Yeah, that Sander tag
Viper
low.
ult that leaks over towards the back here as well. So very hard to fuse this one. Bro, this map, man, I'm getting so sick of it.
They meet CNED's operator. Down goes Cracks, down goes CNED. Okay, it's
Holy.
workable. Crazy aggression coming out of
Oh my God.
ball, and the reveal as well. Oh, it's nasty. What's that shot, Jordan?
What the hell? What kind of game is he playing, man?
With 6
That's a
to 6
completely
at the
different game.
halftime.
That is not
an
Valorant, man. That was
impressive
nuts.
comeback from FUT.
He's
That's
everywhere.
their IGL. Maybe he like just smelt what Angel's been cooking and just went, you
Yeah,
know
he's
what?
in for the
I'm having me
chaos.
some of that. I'm just gonna run around, make as much noise as possible, and eliminate the majority of the team. It has to be infuriating being on the other side of that, because it is genuinely manic what that man is attempting. But hey, 6-1 down, 6-6. By the way, I think they went A every single round that they won.
Yep.
Other than the one, which was round 5, where Yedoje won on B.
Sneaky play,
Every
yeah.
other round, they just kept going A. And hey, I guess that's where they've had their success. We're back on that original way to play.
Yeah, 5 in a row at the end here.
On this
5-1.
map. Now onto their defensive side. Vitality, they know where they are. They got a pretty good inkling. They have hit everybody
Knife hits
other than
the hit
Trex,
raise, yeah.
obviously
Knife hits
safe.
3, so gonna feel confident with the
I assume
3-person
that
stack
Dizzy
here.
went right back to Kix. Yeah, it's back online now. Crazy. For the longest time, I thought it was 15 seconds on the Dizzy. It's 10 seconds to refresh. That is insane.
Uh-oh.
How quick. I hate this guy with a classic. Oh, it's giving me
Oh,
nightmares
boy.
already, and that's why. He'll do
Yeah,
this
and
against
they
a
just
full
kept the
blind.
stack
When
here
he
once the
hits
knife
he
hit
does
3.
not feel fear.
They just
Oh,
wanted to go
no.
for it, and this
The spike
looks
on
like
the
it's gonna be
ground,
6
and a
rounds in a row.
6-1 lead for Vitality. 5-0. And now they're facing against FUT retaking the lead before they even make it off that 6-round mark. What a devastating start. And another example of why Ada Captain cannot be allowed to buy anything on a pistol round. Just give the man a classic.
Yeah, he's actually taken 0 damage.
He's taken damage to
He's now
himself.
taken damage. He has now taken damage. That's good. That's at least something. Safe.
30 seconds
He's
left.
got 30 seconds. Now, if he was to double back towards the A site full sprint, maybe a moment ago, he would have made it. And actually, I think that might be what they're starting to
Oh
question.
my god, they're making so much
Or just
sound.
looking at plant denial. Walking out, he's going to be spotted eventually. And they are just grouping up. Like, how he gets a plant from here, I have no idea.
Okay,
A
nicely
shot
done in
at
the end.
least to take
Holy, I
down
got a little bit
Captain.
scared.
He at least died in the round, Mitch. Does that make you feel a little bit better?
It does. It does. Justice for Liquid at the end of the day. What that guy pulled off there was unbelievable. But 7-6. I said FUT came in. They looked a little quiet. Suspiciously quiet towards the start of the game. But my, oh my, they have woken up.
Terminated.
Now facing off against 6 rounds, I think in a row for themselves, right? Yeah. Yeah, 6 in a row for Team FUT. And now they've got Bulldogs, an Outlaw, and a Sheriff to work with. Their opponents coming in with nothing. Anything they can do, we can do better, says FUT. They now look to make it 7 in a row.
Well, you
Yeah,
can't
and
right
this is
now.
nice though. Just Atta got so many in the pistol, just trying to make sure that he has his ult into the first buy round, or at least the second buy round.
I
Comes
think
the fourth
if
or
you've
third
ever
round.
watched that map, you would be terrified of Atta Captain being on the other side. He isn't. The guy on the other side is Yedajay, who is currently the top fragger in the server. Actually, no, maybe he's second to Trex.
Already starting to see Vitality want to push over towards mid, right? They're trying to make sure we got no Sentinel here. Let's try and actually pressure and check how they're holding some of these places. But, I mean, yeah, they're doing that. We'll kind of keep an eye on that, because that's like for sure the weakness from FUT's gone. Right, this smoke goes up, you could be here, you could be here, you could be here.
Knife will give things away. There's a couple there.
Oh, what the?
Sender. He's managed to find a high impact double already.
Spike planted.
Plant down too.
Yeah, and he takes down the
need to swing into these
down the Sage as well.
range angles. B-side definitely didn't work for FUT, but it looks like they've got something special on this side of
them
Vitality.
close.
Not looking to give them 7 in a
Then
row.
just wait, flash goes
They'll
out,
keep that
swing.
record.
It's pretty nice.
Yellow challenge
Ooh.
at the back of the flash. It's
Oh my god, he ate his team's flash and then ate another one. And then ate the Dizzy flash.
The swing easy for Trex.
Poor C-Dead, man.
Now it's
3
all
flashes
on
in a
the
row.
cracks. A big
KO
clutch it
flash
would
into
be,
KO flash
but it's
into
not to be.
Gecko flash.
Both teams now have put up the
Devastating.
6-1 scoreline.
Yeah, it's definitely an
Nate,
odd
thank you so
way
much,
for
man.
the
Appreciate the
round to
prime.
come together,
Thank you for
but
the kind words as
Vitality,
well, bro.
that's
Sorry that I
such a
missed that
huge
a
victory.
little bit earlier.
I want to see this from Set. That is filth. I think the second bullet just put in for fun.
Yeah,
Even
and
goes
then the
back on a
instant,
wraparound to kill off the
the
player from
instant
behind.
reposition was cool.
Superb round from him. That
Double
gives
Marshal on this,
Vitality
and
a
this will
7.
be an
On the
op
other side of things,
next round,
we're going to see a
maybe?
bit of an investment. Yedajay
Okay,
only
double
buying
Marshal.
a Sheriff in the last round, so he's going to be able to afford a Marshal and still have cash to spare for the next. Of course, CNED's going to have one as well.
Somehow I expect a bit more damage to be done by the side of Vitality than over on FUT with Yedajay and CNED. Better scoped weapon in the hands of Sender. Mr. Fallen, his best Atta Captain cosplay. This is something that FUT love to do, playing up close, having a player further back, but the boom bot will be burned up to clear it out. Now they know. They heard that right click. They know what they're walking into. There shall be no
We're not getting this
stepping
guy
forward
back.
and giving him that free kill.
Yeah, much further angle, but CNED's still here.
Spike down. B.
Spike.
Trade to start.
Wall at least
Spike
goes
was
up.
dropped, but
Pretty obvious they're going over towards
I
A.
like
Does
from
this
FUT.
guy wait for
They
his
knew
team?
that they dropped that spike, but
Does it
they
go a bit
immediately
early?
start running back to the A side. They think their opponents are going to assume a stack up, and so they can put everybody in position on this side of the map. Some spam shots connected, but Atta Captain standing for the moment. Even still, though,
3
40
inside. Let's see
seconds
what
left, and
see how much
Krax is
damage
still
they can do.
waiting here,
Again, double
hiding
Marshal.
in the background. The nade is not
Oh.
going to clear him. He is still just lurking in the corner.
Wait.
A kill comes in for CNED. It's a nasty surprise for Trex. It's
He has a
happening
flash
again,
as well.
Still, though, 2 weapons in the hands of their opponent. Krax shouldn't be able to get anything. It's left
Okay,
to 1.
there you are
and
though,
Sin
man.
will land
Holy,
the
this got
shot
close.
with
Wait,
Safe alongside him. It
they
got
messed that up?
dicey, it got scary, but Vitality
Oh,
will
they
win
did
the
mess that
round.
up. No
Well,
plant.
that's it. I mean, the damage was
I
most
just,
certainly done, and I think if you come into that round
Give it
on the
over
side
to the
of
other
FUT,
player here.
you don't even expect to walk out with that many kills under your belt, so it's something to work with. But 8-7, the scoreline. More importantly,
Went for the Vandal.
where
Oh,
are
okay.
they set up? Because if you come into the next round and you see Vitality win,
I mean, not bad then.
FUT will lose that lead even further. It will slip away. They'll be
Right,
forced
up
to an
on
eco, and we can see
defense.
10-7 on the board.
What they've
A
been-
great
what
return
they've
to
been
form
saving
for
for.
Vitality
Let's see
after a
how
6-1 lead. For
Vitality
FUT,
go middle,
they win
right? At
this,
one point.
That's another buy round for Vitality. So the defensive side has a big challenge coming up. And the operator has already been spotted. The element of
Okay, so
surprise
FUT's
no
way of
longer
covering
in
this
play.
one up is
CNED's
going
got an
super
up.
close and
Let's
putting
go
a
the
wall
other
over
way. That's what
towards
most
middle,
teams
but the
call.
wall gets
We might just be about
insta-shot.
to find out why.
They are...
He doesn't even have his dash anymore.
Yeah,
He
he's
just swung
aggressive
wide
with this.
versus Trex with no dash.
And
Man
FUT
has
doing
no
similar
fear.
game plan to what they did last
Come on,
time. 2 passing in charge of
maybe they were a
middle.
little bit late to the
Like if I was playing
realization
against
of
FUT
that
after
strat,
both of the
because
times I've seen
now
them
that
play
they've
this,
lost
I'd just
Trex,
go
it is gonna
A
be the
early on.
fallback.
This is very similar to how they played the last game. They know the weakness is over towards middle, so they just heavy stack it. They're trying to condition them to thinking we can't go middle.
Reclaim some of that space. Even still, though, it does look like they're eventually going to hit towards this A site. And I think Crack's just got the info.
Big duel at middle, by the way.
It's not too much of a shift back by FUT. They're definitely not panicking at this point.
Hey, this guy's dead, right?
Reveal, I think only caught one player.
Yeah, and he knows he has timing, so he doesn't have to worry about anything. And this is, again, the weakness of this comp. Nicely done from Sender. He calls his team back over towards B once he hears the other person there as well.
Towards that mid angle. And pressure on for CNED. They could just push behind him, execute him. Oh,
yeah, nicely done from Sender. Sender's been great so far.
No, an uncharacteristic miss. I expected him to hit it. I know it's still a huge reaction shot, but
I mean, that's a hard shot to hit.
And now what was around that was looking bleak for Vitality sits in an afterplant. Still got a snake bite. Still got a mosh to play with, so it's going to have to be the clear out. Close angles are gone. They're not going to fall for their own trickery. But you can see the util already starting to be expended. Kicks putting out that mosh. And they need to find something quick. Sender with
Sender's just doing everything at the moment in the two important rounds. The eco, he won them that one. This one. Solo walk up mid.
See Mr. Fallen move back in this direction. He wants to pick up that weapon, but with 15 HP, he might have to forgo it. It's being watched, but Runner is, by the looks of it, going to give his life for it. He wants to hunt Mr. Fallen down.
Yeah, nicely done. Fallen worth on that for sure.
Definitely worthwhile.
No doubt about it. Oh, the Sage was...
No, that is a huge pick. Yeah, okay. And especially with the fact that they end up losing a further rifle, the weaponry now for FUT is not going to be particularly good in this round. And that's where the biggest gap really lies within this.
I like this from Sender though. He was like very persistent over towards middle. And he might be doing this the whole time.
Anything towards that kitchen position, and well, Sender has completely isolated it and won them the round.
Izia JJ, how we doing, mate? Thank you for the prime. Appreciate it. Welcome into the Slug Club. Thank you so much, man.
Out this map, Vitality still haven't touched theirs. The lead. They're leading by 2, and Geis is getting heated. There's a lot to be said about these last couple of rounds for FUT. Well, looks like he's saying it all. Everybody else just listening.
I get that. I mean, it's a hard comp to play on defense, dude. I'm telling you, play on hard mode if you don't have the killjoy.
Like you had that aggression initially, you had it walled.
Like in theory, this should have been happening the whole time in practices, with someone taking timings.
A little bit of information was garnered, a bit of an over-rotation, but that gap was already exploited.
Damn, look at the hands go.
I love we can see, guys. His team can't. Yeah. And he's going in with his hands.
Oh, they can see him in their mind. Well, I can tell you that now. They're like, oh no, Geis is not happy.
It looks like he's directing air traffic out there.
I think the plane is
I'll see Blue. Thank you for the tier 1, man. Appreciate the 4 months. Thank you. And we got EXO_Deer as well with the prime. Thank you so much, man. Appreciate the prime usage. Welcome into the Slug Club. And Shaky Resonator with the prime as well. Thank you for the 9 months, man.
Into work.
Appreciate you doing that, dude.
Commands. Well, that Blade Storm for CNED. It's what I'm excited about. The opportunities.
And I'm looking over towards middle again, and I know it's just an eco low buy, but Killjoy's taking a bit of a timing.
That they will look to take right back once CNED arrives.
Oh, is it going to be mid again?
It really is a timing. He gets here very early, and the Viper just checked this. Does he think he got seen?
Very lucky. There could be so much for safe here. Already the distraction of his teammates.
Yeah, he doesn't want to take a risk because it's like... I think his whole team to just relax, probably. I'll win this round right now. Okay, back-to-back rounds where we see someone over towards middle just making a lot of space. This one was an eco though. How does FUT deal with this now?
Yeah, this is troublesome at this point, and we know what Vitality.
Why is Cypher not good in Icebox? Cypher's good, but it's like Cypher is good, and there's some cool cameras that like haven't been seen still in pro play. But it's more the fact of just the mollies, right? The mollies on this, so it does the same thing in terms of info, right? But it's the fact that the mollies are here. It's like mollies for afterplant, mollies for stalling, especially when teams most normal are playing like delay and fight, right? Delay one, fight the other. When you have a double molly over towards towards here, the delay means that the rotate can come in, and when it takes like 21 seconds or something to get from like here to here, you need to be able to delay. I think it's the edges, right? 21 for edge to edge. Stupid like that.
Mr. Fallen behind as well, because a lot of teams now will try and bypass this pit, go over the top.
Okay, early ult goes in, FUT big buy rounds.
I think just with how far Safe has managed to get. Now Yedajay, he's already spotting Sender. If there's an attempt to try and do this
I think
again,
it's here to this or something.
We'll be waiting and he will
21,
be
I
watching.
can't remember, man. It's been too long. And the killjoys here very early. Flash goes in. Cena does check it, yeah. Safe ate this flash.
If I don't move, I'm invisible. I am invisible.
Yeah, it is interesting. You get pop flash and just stand there. They probably peek off that. That's exactly. You might not know. It's exactly where he wanted the slow to go.
Bro, Sender insta spotted, jumps out window, goes through middle. A lovely nade, but this guy is getting wrapped on by 3 and a fish. Wait, he gets that kill?
He's still alive, and he's doing damage as well. But as CNET goes in to trade, he goes out of the round just afterwards. Okay, it's winnable again.
Yeah, it really is.
They're not going to fall for Kitchen.
How on earth is Cracks being able to do that? Nade, and then obviously if we get a nade kill, that's all. And it's a big round for Vitality, right? Their money's really low, so if he does get a Raze ult, should definitely be using it to secure it. Let's Raze. Yeah, it might not need it, to be honest. Oh.
Necessity of that showstopper still
Okay,
comes down
no
to
time.
1v1, but the time is gone.
Nicely
It's
done.
ticking too far, and a captain just gonna have to run for the hills. And well,
Yeah, managed to get the kill before the nade, and then the nade delayed long enough.
It is another round on the ball.
Dude, it just looks way too hard to play this comp on defense, I'm telling you.
With trades
So
in
in terms of Vitality pick, dude, in terms of FUT's comps, man,
FUT
FUT has 2 maps that you would love to play them on.
Streak of rounds, and now they're down and out. 4-round gap. This defensive side could come back into it, but this was their opportunity. This is where they put all their credits
What's the
on
other
line
map you want to play
to
on?
try to scrap their way back in, and it came down to a narrow margin. But a margin that they fell on the wrong side of. Now with that 4-round gap, they're left down on the side of FUT with...
They bind without a duelist?
whole lot.
Wait, really?
We're likely going to see that 12th pull
Did I flame it? I must have been flaming that one, surely.
That's what FUT are playing for, Tom. They've kept their credits for the next round.
I don't mind it.
Okay.
We've seen them do a lot with less. They
Safe
still have
lurk hasn't worked.
Yeah, they still have a rifle as well in the hands of Captain, which has just found another. This is already starting to look pretty dangerous. Again, some of these just hyper-aggressive angles that FUT take in these sort of rounds.
Oh yeah, because he plays Sage. Yeah, you're right.
The thing I worry about though is if this gets into an afterplant, because we've seen Vitality, they've been sublime in those positions.
I think even more so with the pit.
Just a cut of sounds, but as we can see, we can probably hear some of this.
Already used up. Those snake bites will be online.
Viper pick goes in. And that's the spike.
Now the spike's down in the open. They'll have to step into it to try and retrieve it. And CNET's just waiting for his opportunity to pick them up. Down below.
Oh, he got hit by the drone.
The drone catches the reveal.
Oh yeah, I tell you what though, big round. Everyone's getting upgrades. We've seen some juggling of the guns as well.
With barely anything bought up, with credits saved for the next round, have come back through and halted Vitality's push.
Yeah, it was both a thrifty and an Andaluthia flawless, which is definitely not something
Absolute
you're going to see
shot,
every
though.
single
Fair play.
day. It is peculiar. Again, we've seen a lot of these aggressive pushes deep. I think that was just the element of surprise, but I do almost wonder if Vitality sticking to the pit, especially versus weaker weapons, could have worked out for them. Even still, though, plenty of credits for a buy. They have been winning.
Yeah, I mean, everyone's really good, but we'll have one eco. Well, I say one eco, but honestly, both teams buy next no matter what.
Spotted him, and he's going to have to be forced back almost immediately. And they're going to try and catch someone with the Hunter's Fury just off the rip.
I guess it's going to confirm they don't need to over-rotate those players off that
bit of a win for Vitality in terms of their killjoy.
If they were trying to punish CNET.
Dude, UTJ has to do the most mad thing.
Still play the round slow.
Like I would hate to be UTJ on this map. He has to control middle with the Sage. And a lot of times he's not allowed to use his wall.
They can get value from it sometimes.
Oh, that's a little bit unlucky there.
It looked like the timing was
And timing really goes off.
Now they're in the same problem they've had
One
before.
pushes through mid. Killjoy can show over towards here.
Completely given up.
Not expecting this, and Safe looks like he's got 2 kills once again.
They're trying to focus in on the rest, and because of that, they're going to get flanked. We've seen this too many times already. Cena does well.
Spike planted.
He makes things very interesting indeed. This round should have been done and dusted. Track spamming
One
on 2
enemy
HP.
with
remaining.
such little HP, and Anna Captain takes out Kicks. It leaves the 2 HP Trex to try and fight versus 2
No way
members.
they win
One of
this.
them desperately low. No utility.
There's
to play,
no
but he's not
way,
gonna be
bro.
finding that
Safe's
one.
gonna be
That's
kicking
a round
himself,
that
man.
FUT probably should have lost, but
Yeah.
Yeah,
No
you
doubt
actually
about it.
genuinely just
They
give us
get
those 3
ecoed, and
kills
then
in
they
a
lose a
replay.
round
I
that they
was
should have
saying
won.
Because he won the round. That's all the round was.
And someone has to take a
30
hit in terms of the
HP. How
buy.
he gets out after the first, he's being flanked. The player had perfect timing. I mean, take a look at this. That's where the kill comes in for Sender. He swings in quick as he can, misses the
Yeah,
first
man.
2 bursts.
It's a good replay, though.
Cannot do that
We saw the
against
other
Cena.
POV.
And it costs you a round this time. Sender's had some fantastic rounds, some great individual plays, but this time he dropped the ball.
Oh yeah, I think there's no doubt he's had
Yeah,
the
you
best
got a
position
timeout
of
here, and this
anyone
might
in the
even
server.
speed the
Like,
mental thing. I'm
amount
not
of
sure you need
times
to
he's
say
been
too much
able
in
to
terms
just
of that.
creep through, take
But I
ground
still think
that you know
if
has
you
been
go
given
over
up,
towards
and the
middle and you
timing on
chill,
it
you're
is
still going to win the
perfect.
majority
Like,
of rounds.
He waits for them to be in fights, gets an easy kill, and then goes for CNED, and it's just a whiff. Like, that's all that was. It was a whiff. He should have got that kill. It does happen, but yeah, I don't think there was anything particularly wrong in the strategy of that round from Vitality, but that almost makes it more painful, because you're now taking a pause. It might even be just to try and calm the nerves a little bit, because that is a round that should have been theirs and wasn't for that exact reason. Now, though, again, still got a couple of ults online. Lockdown available. If they can get that much mid-control and then lock down the back, it could be a free win. Runner also having the showstopper, but there are counters available, especially in the form of that null command. But if FUT win this one,
Who's having the
I
best
didn't expect
rookie
to be saying it, but
VCT
they
year
might
so far?
genuinely be back.
Depends if you do you include John QT as that.
Up 2-0 in favor of FUT. I think we're
Karen's
robbed of
the
what should be a
easy.
third map. Yeah, Vitality
Karen's the
put in
easy
work.
answer, but it's
They
like
definitely
you include John
look like they
QT. If you
deserve
include
to
not
pull it
being
through
a
all the way, but a couple of
VCT
surprise
rookie,
plays.
then it's John.
That round where FUT had next
But
to
if it's like
nothing to
actual
work with, and they
rookie,
came out on
it's
top
Karen.
anyways. A thrifty Andalusia flawless. Viper's Pit was
Depends if
used.
you include
so
tier 2 or not.
much was burned up by Vitality.
That guy came from
They've still got that
straight up
showstopper
ranked.
and a lockdown to work around. It's not the end of the road just yet. 2-round lead to capitalize on. Credits invested. And there's some weaknesses.
They're both jumping, and I'm just like, I don't know. That's a risk. That's a 50-50. One of you's dying.
Well, not this time at least.
Yeah,
They've held on.
So this time they've actually got Yedajay playing over towards the A side. Now, for the majority of rounds, he's been playing mid. I guess just with how things have been going, with the pressure that's been put onto him, they've swapped it up. Put the Sova of Mr. Fallen, potentially able to get them more information.
And
CNED's
so
operator
Flash to
may have
potentially
been
take him
spotted,
off the
but they're Still
angle.
going to be heading in that direction.
Still has his dash.
Dash still available. But this time it looks like he might be playing a bit more passive.
I like this though. He's been a bit of a nuisance over
just
towards
now
here,
taking
over
back.
peaking. Now he doesn't want to give them
37 on the
anything. He's
clock.
just waiting for them just
When
to
that
use all
flash
their
comes through, we
util.
saw Trex, though. He was gonna
Killjoy
use one of
ult
his
goes
flashes earlier,
in.
but he saved it. They waited,
Really
biding
passive.
their time. They
Wait,
have
that's
to be
a
cautious
nice
here.
recon.
On the way through, that wall is going to be aggressed on. Nice angle, but CNED gets nothing
30
for it. He is
seconds left.
out quickly with the dash, but it looks like the plant will be coming through relatively uncontested. As the little guy gets the job done. A 5 versus 5 post plant, showstopper in back pocket, and no flank underway. Vitality
Got
seem to
a
have
lot
this
of
one
after
set up
plant
for
util,
success.
so this is a very good KO.
Showstopper might not be available at the moment. No command has been used. Runner gets one, but the Showstopper's gone. Trades, though, are good.
Yeah, and they might be able to stick
It's gonna
this.
leave
Everyone's
the
pretty
remaining
far
players
away.
Very passive, but they are holding their ground, winning their fights. Nobody on that defusal yet. Nice work,
Oh,
though,
went
from
on it.
Mr. Fallen.
Keep an eye on the
Zero already.
wraparounds.
Getting flanked
Safe
on
might
the-
have
again,
secured it.
It's that backline that causes them issues.
Wait.
Already, though, on that defusal, and it's going to be
I see
Trex to win
Dandelions,
both.
yeah. It's got a little bit
Double
close. I
to
think if you're
finish it
FUT,
out.
I didn't
3
see.
overall.
I mean, they couldn't have been util on
Vitality
here because
now
they got
one
hit by
away
the
from
KO.
taking
So
us
I
to
think
sunset.
someone had to
Yeah, they
stick
lost a lot of
this
their
and
potential.
trust
The
in their
showstopper
team.
on yellow was supposed to be an
It couldn't have been
immediate
util
reaction.
here.
Gets cancelled
Unless
out by the
Safe was
null
like
command.
really far away that the
Very
ult
low
wasn't hitting him,
HP.
and then he hit a molly off.
Runner was dead one way or another. It was a pick your poison kind of deal.
You would
3
imagine
bullets
that was it.
left to Mr. Fallen's mag, but he gets shot in the back. And we mentioned that FUT didn't have a flank. That was one
Okay,
of the
3
key things. All
chances
players
to
were
take
coming
us
from
to
the same
sunset.
angle. And that just left Vitality open for what they have been going for quite a lot, which is sending a player back. Even after that initial aggression, even after that same player's made it out of the choke point, they're not afraid to run it all the way back and take the control later.
Oh, the knife connecting. Aggressive positioning.
Guy underneath him.
Not actually going to finish off Cracks. He will
He's so
survive.
dead, right?
The is just going to try and wall them off. Potentially try and get the heal for his teammate. Maybe not. Actually just playing around the edge of it. A little bit of a risk. He's going to take the heal himself. He might need it. He's going to be spammed into the open with the nade. Well, it may have taken a little bit longer than they would have liked, but Vitality have got that opener.
They have it locked in. Captain one away from a Viper's pit. A valuable pick to be found if he can land one shot on the way through. But there's plenty of players, and even finding that kill doesn't mean you'll be able to use that ult if they trade you out right away. Knife up and over moving to the B side, clearing out a lot of that close lane.
Doesn't hit anyone.
The push is about to come through here, and that's an isolated fire.
I was gonna say, there's no way he gets out with 3 people here, and they were just so ready for this mid aggression.
The other side waiting for him.
They were fully on top of this. Get a kill, just free pass and wait for it, and I guess that's kind of how they've been handling just having no sentinel over towards mid, just someone having to take info.
A crazy shot onto kicks. That's at least something. Wingman has been sent out, but he's going to be able to deny it. 20 seconds on that clock, but already a player going for that plan. You can see the swing from Mr. Fallen. A nice initial shot, and he almost manages to line up 2.
Huge kill on 2. 2 low HPs.
Shot going to be placed in towards Runner. He's been difficult to clear from this position. But they're still wary. There might be a second player coming in from behind, yet to spot Cracks' position.
Flash is coming in.
He still has a fair bit of utility.
Oh, he swung.
Blinded,
he swung left and not right.
They've got to get towards this Mr. Fallen again. He's looking to keep them in, and that is actually going to force him into the open. The shot connected, and he hasn't managed to.
Nicely done. Came to a 1v2. All right, man. That was a comp diff, bro. I'm telling you. They just had. I just don't see how they can get many rounds on defense.
Got a little scary. FUT caught up. Even